Hello everybody, my name is Alexis Woodall, and today's lecture will be about the Zika virus. Okay, so the first question would obviously be, what is the Zika virus? The Zika virus is a virus that is similar to the yellow fever and the West Nile virus, and it's mostly contracted through infected mosquitoes. So you're mostly going to get that through mosquito bites, but it can also be passed through sexual contact as well as from a mother to a baby through the placenta. And the mother can get this from, say, the spouse, and then it can be passed down to the child. And any person can contract Zika, but pregnant women are at a higher risk due to the cause and the harm that it will pass to the baby. So the Zika virus background. So it was first discovered in 1947 and named after the Zika forest in Uganda. The first human cases occurred in 1952, and since then, cases occurred in tropical Africa, Asia, and the Pacific Islands. The largest outbreak in the U.S. occurred in 2015 and 2016, and it was travel-based occurrences spreading through the U.S. and surrounding islands. But by the time 2017 came around, the number of cases declined dramatically, according to the CDC. So it was around for about a year or two because of the traveling between the islands and the United States. But once 2017 hit, it drastically dropped down, and we'll see later on in 2019 there were no cases reported in the United States at all. Okay, so some symptoms of Zika virus include fever, rash, red eyes, muscle pain, and headaches. The symptoms are usually very mild, and so sometimes people have the symptoms and they don't even realize that they are in concurrence with Zika virus. So these symptoms can occur with a bunch of other illnesses. The only way that you would have contracted Zika is if you had these symptoms as well as you have traveled outside of the U.S. To areas that have had it before. That's the only way you would be prompted to be tested. Okay, so here we are for testing for Zika. So to test for the Zika, a physician usually inquires about your recent travels to foreign areas. The next step, and the only step to test for Zika, is either a urine test or a blood test. So if you have the Zika symptoms, as well as have traveled to foreign areas recently, then you are at a higher risk to have the Zika, and you should go get tested for it. But like I said, the symptoms are very mild. Sometimes they don't even really present themselves to a point where you should be concerned, and so you could have it had you traveled or come in contact with someone that did travel outside the U.S. and not know that you have it. Okay. So treatment for Zika. So due to the mild nature that Zika has in terms of mortality, the treatment is also mild and is easily managed. And there are no current vaccines for Zika, so you will not be getting a vaccine for this. The treatments include just getting plenty of rest, drinking lots of fluids. You can take Tylenol for pain, and that's pretty much the only medicine that is prescribed to you, which you can obviously get over the counter. They do advise you not to take medicine that has steroids in it, such as aspirin, for the pain, because that conflicts with the Zika virus. Okay, so there are some prevention tips for Zika, which is basically if you're going to travel outside of the U.S., you need to check the hot spots for Zika to ensure that you're not really going to an area that has it. And if you are, that you're being prepared and you have plenty of insect repellent. You cover your arms and legs during the evening times. If you are in an area, or if you have contracted it already, that you're wearing a condom so that you don't transmit it to your partner. And other than that, just the basic bug repellent. And that's about it for prevention. Okay, so has the Zika virus changed or added symptoms since its discovery? So since its discovery in the 1940s, the Zika virus has pretty much mostly stayed the same in terms of what it is and how it's transmitted. The largest transmitter is still mosquitoes and their bites. Of course, we have the cases where it can be sexually transmitted. The only other changes that have occurred since the discovery are that the high risk it poses to pregnant women and their unborn children. So if a pregnant woman is infected, her child is at risk of microcephaly, birth defects, and possibly death in stillborn. So majority of you, I'm sure, have seen on the TV when this was a big thing in 2015 and 16, where they had the photos of the babies with the smaller heads. That's microcephaly, so it causes issues with the baby's head and the growth. It stunts the growth and causes brain issues and all of that, but it can also cause other birth defects and possibly death to the child as well as stillborn children. Other than that, the only other update to the virus is that it's possibly transmitted through sexual contact. Okay. So the societal view of the Zika virus. So the Zika virus was widespread in the U.S. in 2015 and 2016 due to travel incidents. But since 2017, the number of cases has declined, as I stated before, and in 2019, there were no U.S. cases to date. The virus is still present in smaller and less medically advanced places around the world where mosquitoes are heavily present, and there's still no current vaccine for the virus. So this is the Zika virus outbreak in 2016. As you can see on this map, there are a lot of red zones in the United States and Brazil. Brazil still has a good amount of cases projected, as we'll see in the next picture. But the U.S. will not have any on the next picture as well. So this is the map of the Zika virus outbreak current. So as you can see, it's still in Brazil and in Mexico and those areas where mosquitoes are heavily present. They're not as medically advanced, but in the United States, you can see that we don't have any cases reported right here. Okay, so these are my references. I hope you guys enjoyed my lecture and that you got plenty of information from it. Thank you.